Yo, guys, welcome back to the Inter Extra podcast. We are back once again, me and Sean. Sean, how are you doing today?
I am good. Can't complain. Had a funny day at work, but we got through it. It's all good. How are you?
Yeah, we're here now. We're here now. Yeah, long day at uni, but we're here. Episode 29. Excited to get through the news again. Gonna try and wrap things up a bit quicker again today. Next week we'll have a longer episode, especially after that Arsenal game. I'm pretty sure we'll have a lot to digest. Kind of go off of the news a little bit because it's gonna be very emotional. I'm pretty sure. I already know I'm gonna either crash out or be very happy. So next week is gonna be an interesting one for sure. But guys, as per usual, we have a lot to cover again today. We're gonna try and go through it, everything. And yeah, Sean, beforehand, if you want to remind everyone.
Of course. As always, everybody, thank you guys for tuning in. Go look us up on Twitter, on X, at inter_extra. If you're watching here on YouTube, of course, you found us here at Inter Extra. Make sure that you hit the like button, comment, subscribe to us, and hit the bell icon to get notified whenever we post. Um, if you are listening on wherever you find your podcasts, please leave a 5-star rating. On Spotify, you can leave a comment. You can communicate with us that way, and then also you can leave a review on all the other platforms. So please do that. Um, and yes, and also Thomas is making sure that the Inter Extra Instagram page is still running. So please go check us out over there. Follow us. We'll put the link down below to make sure that y'all can go find it. We'll
Yeah,
have the links to everything down below. So please go follow that. Give Thomas some love. I'm gonna be trying to do a lot more, trying to grow all of this, the all the pages, the podcast, all of it. So please.
yep. Do you want to start with the games? We had a few games once again throughout the last week. I think we start with the
Yeah.
Primavera again, right?
Yeah, so the women's team didn't play this past weekend. They're still on the winter break for them, so that's easy. We can go right into the Primavera. They had an excellent win this weekend. I don't know if you caught the highlights. I actually just watched them about 30 minutes ago. Um, those were some good goals. It
Yeah,
was really good. Yeah.
fair
So
enough.
let me pull up the names for you because I'm not going to remember the names, nor you're going to watch me butcher the names as well. So I apologize
That's
to
okay.
anybody who's Moroccan, Macedonian, like all of these different names because they're not Italian. So we had started with Vukie, um, scored. I think it was a decent header to open up the scoring, and then Sassuolo had a red card, and so after that, it was pretty much smooth sailing. So you would think, but the other goals was a penalty on a handball from let me get his full name, Dylan Zarate. Oh, yes, Dylan Zarate Hidalgo. Uh, so yeah, I scored a penalty after a handball, and then Della Mora, Tommaso Della Mora scored
The right back.
a line drive like 20 yards out, from the outside of the box, just right into the bottom left corner. And then El Mabubi, he scored from the right side with his left foot on a tight angle. So like cut in from the byline. He was trying to cross it, and I think it just hit the top corner. And he hit the inside of the post, top left corner. So
Damn.
just dipped right over the goalkeeper. It was good. They were good goals.
I have to watch it back
So
tomorrow.
yeah, yeah. So it was good. Which puts them, back. Yeah, they're 1 point behind Fiorentina in second. So after they've been struggling up and down and things, but yeah, good position for them to be in after all of that.
It's better than I
Um,
thought.
oh yeah. Moving on to the U23 team, Simi, I think that we're their good luck charm. I'm gonna have to be honest because
You reckon?
w- we don't have the podcast for 3 or 4 weeks. I think it was 3 weeks,
And we
and
lose
they
every
don't
game.
win a single game.
Yeah.
After the first episode back in 2026, they get a 2-1 win against Aurora Pro Patria. So, um,
Did you watch the highlights?
and I did, I did.
Yeah, me too.
So
Yeah.
The first goal, crisp, very crisp.
He's
Our
got, bro. That
29-year-old
Gumina has a
youngster.
strike in him, bro. He's a real target man, man. I like it.
Yeah. No, it's good. It's good. I mean, it's so funny, right? This U23 team is supposed to be for the kids to play professional in Serie C, but I'm
And it's
glad
just
he's
some
on the
unk,
team.
and it's just some
Yeah.
unk scoring all the goals. I feel like that. I think that's his. I think I heard the commentator say it's his third brace in the season, which is crazy because
I
I feel like whenever he
I
scores, he
think
only scores him in the braces.
that's funny. Let me check to see. Um, I know that he was one of the division's top goal scorer. I don't
Correct.
remember where he
Yeah.
came from. So, um, let me see. Let's see
What
what his
his previous
season
club?
is.
His previous club was Sampdoria. If that's what you mean.
Yeah, well, yeah. Okay, so that would be Group A then in City of Chi. Yeah, he's on 7 goals. So it's 3 braces and a goal, which is
There you
hilarious.
go. There you go. That's crazy.
But but yeah, first half brace from him. Second goal was a penalty. And yeah, Pro Patria only
They got
scored
one
a
back. It was a
confirmation
little
goal.
bit of a stupid goal, but yeah.
Yeah, yeah.
Um,
In the 91st minute. So
yeah.
um
Happens.
yeah, good that we had the 2 goal cushion for that. But yeah, and then after that, after the U23 team, of course, we're going to move to the senior squad, which had huge. You wouldn't think it, but these 2 games might be immensely massive come the end of the season. So a frustrating, infuriating 2-2 draw against Napoli at home, conceding twice after going up twice, um, dominated large parts of the game. I think you would say Napoli only had about 15 minutes of the first half really in
Yeah.
control.
Yeah.
Um, but of course, it's the Serie A MVP that just shows up immediately when he needs to and doesn't let us have a lead for more than what was it? Yeah, we had a lead for 17 minutes. That's the longest time we had a lead because every time Scott McTominay would come in, like, we're leveling this. We're not letting you get away from us.
Inevitable,
So,
man. He's
um,
inevitable. I
but
won't lie.
good.
Like just some quick thoughts on that. Like I was disappointed at the end, but I feel like the fact that they didn't win is bigger than the fact that we dropped points because they needed to win like a lot more
Yeah,
than we did. And I think especially you could see it. They dropped another 2 points midweek. Was it yesterday? It was yesterday, right? Before
two,
the
two
game.
days ago, I
Yeah.
think. No,
No,
it
it
was
was
yesterday
yesterday.
because
Yeah, against
Pio
Parma.
mentioned it.
Um, so yeah, in terms of like their situation, if you look at it from a Napoli fan's perspective, it's actually looking horrible. So I know we were annoyed at the draw, but if you really think about it, we were the ones that are probably still better off. So yeah,
Yeah, of course. Like getting a draw when you're already 4 points ahead is good, right? You are in total control of your destiny, and we are still in control even after yesterday's result and the way that today shaped out. We're recording
yeah,
after the Milan game, um, right? Still 3 points ahead of Milan, 6 points ahead of Napoli, but uh, it was an opportunity missed to finally get a win in a big game in the last 2 seasons, right?
yeah.
Just don't have a bozo moment and you're good.
I
Like,
think morally
yeah,
it
and
would have been good. I think it's less about the points. It would have been like that. Like if McTominay just scored that second goal and we win that 2-1, yeah, then morally we're here because we're like, okay, we've recovered so much in the last few weeks to know that we can even win those type of big games. And we still didn't
yeah,
manage to do that. I know they're gonna brush it off like media trained answers with like, oh, every game's tough, like blah blah blah. Like, but really and truly, if you've played football before, you know that winning against these type of like winning against the top teams in the league is somewhere in your head. And if you can't do
yeah,
that on a regular basis, and like you said, the last like God knows how many months, then it does stay in your head because you do question yourself. No one can tell me that you don't question yourself as a team if you fail to win
yeah,
against the big teams in your league. even as Inter, even if you win the title and you don't win against the big teams, it's still a thing where like there has to be some sort of like thought behind it when you don't win these type of games. So I don't think it's just flies past the players. Um,
Yeah.
but
And
yeah,
just like with Inzaghi last season and Kivu this season, of course, we only got 1 point against Napoli last season, but the last minute goal from Billings last season, you know, last 15 minutes, Scott McTominay scores a goal here. Just like from, I mean, honestly, it was an exceptionally athletic play from Noah Lang to get onto that ball, jumping like side scissor kick to
yeah.
get that
Bissek
even
not
it.
getting
But
up in time. It all
mhm,
went together and like yeah, what happened
yeah,
the right way, fell the right way for Napoli basically.
yeah. So it was just an opportunity missed because right, we could have 2 more points,
Yeah.
um, which would feel so good right now. Um, and yeah, because of those results, and finally Inter, Bologna, Milan, and Napoli are all back to 20 games. So all teams are back up to 20 games played. No one has a game in hand. Thank goodness, unlike the year where we had to play Bologna in
And
like
like
game week
yeah.
34 or something. Um, no, it's good. We're in a good position. But yeah, it needed to be highlighted that we kind of let one go there. But it all worked out because we yesterday had our star boy, our Primavera Academy product, scoring the winner to save us against what? Bottom of the table Lecce? Where are they?
Mm-hmm.
They're in the relegation zone. I know that for
But
sure. 17th. Yeah, yeah. So,
I
um,
celebrated more than I should have, considering it was Lecce yesterday. I was very happy, yeah. Um,
you know, I think if we win against Napoli, we draw this game, right? And Lecce is drawn against the big teams. They drew against Juve. They play Milan next, so
we'll have to see,
we'll
yeah.
see if they frustrate them. Um, yeah, Napoli only won 1-0. Bologna drew 2-2. Like they frustrate teams. They frustrate teams a lot, and it was good. It was great for us to get that. Um,
Dirty,
I
dirty
don't know.
victory, really, because it's not,
Yeah.
it's not, it's not the prettiest 3 points, but those are the type of games you need to win like that in order to win the
Mhm.
title. Because really and truly, not every win's gonna be. And I was kind of telling myself that yesterday. Not every win's gonna be like beautiful football. Yesterday was not like the nicest, you know, pure into
Yeah.
3-5-2. It wasn't that. It was just very scrappy, but got there in the end.
I mean, if we only lose to Milan and Juve for the rest of the season, and we get the points that we did the first half of the season, that's 31 wins, 1 draw, and 6 losses. 32 wins. Yeah, I was right. 31 wins, 1 draw, six
Yes,
losses. That's 94 points,
imagine.
right? So
Because we don't
it's
draw
going to be
games this season.
frustrating. No,
Yeah, we
no.
don't draw games this
Um,
season. We only drew one game, and that's it.
and it might not happen, right? So like there's going to be a time where we're going to be drop frustrating points, but like if we just keep up what we've been doing, that's how you win the scudetto is
Correct.
getting all of the points that you're supposed to get. And then anything you get against the top clubs is a bonus. So,
Yeah.
um yeah, so it was great. And PIO came on and could have had 2 assists. He traded one of his assists for a goal, so it was good. Did you
Should have
see
had
you
another
what?
goal
I'm
as
sure you.
well.
Yeah, he did. Right, a whisker wide, turning.
Yeah.
Did you see him turn like a tank and then kind of load up that shot? I kind of screamed at him
Oh,
for a
you mean that?
second.
Oh,
Yeah,
yeah, yeah, yeah, yeah, yeah, yeah. Yeah.
I
Nah,
screamed.
he's. I was thinking of the free kick at the end where he turned and then got fouled. But yeah, nah, he had a great cameo, even outside of the goal, even if he
Mhm.
didn't score that goal, great cameo. Very promising, getting his flowers, rightfully so.
Yeah, that turn as well is becoming a little bit of a signature for
Yeah,
him.
so
He's been doing it
he's
every
looking
time he comes on.
a little bit like Lukaku all of a sudden. Like he's
Hmm.
doing that a little bit too well, you know. Yeah, he's basically that type of player now. He very much reminds me of like a carbon copy of Lukaku, and I feel like he's very young, you know, and he's only getting better. So it's
Yeah,
exciting, yeah.
yeah, it's
But
awesome.
any other thoughts? Otherwise, I'll move us on to the
Yeah,
incomings.
I wanna know your thoughts on Kivu giving the guys a day off the day before a game to get
Yeah,
rest. You think do
shout
you think
out,
it
shout
helped?
out. Shout out to our good friend Inter Scout, who said before the game this could either be the biggest aura farm, right? Or it could be if we win, sorry, or if we lose, it's the most embarrassing thing ever. We ended up winning, right? But apparently
Mm,
no coach, no manager has ever done that before to give a day off the day before a game. Like usually by like I wouldn't even say like it's an unofficial rule kind of, you know? Where you have your last training in preparation of the match, the day
yeah.
before the match, no matter if it's home or away. So that was the funny part. Like it almost looked like a bit like I don't want to say like we were laughing at Lecce kind of thing, but it kind of felt like you know, oh, you're not taking the game serious. Like you're giving the guys a day off. You know, no final training before the game, and you're like, oh,
Yeah.
okay. But it worked out in the end,
Yeah,
so I guess it was positive.
I think it was the only reason why those guys' legs didn't fall off, I'm gonna be honest. Right,
Probably, yeah.
because they had a day off after the Napoli game, which they needed mentally and physically. And then I'm sure he saw in training on Monday or Tuesday.
Monday.
Geez, no, it would have been Monday. They would have had to have come in Monday. Yeah. Um, but that did we play Saturday or Sunday against Napoli?
Sunday.
I think it was evenings. So yeah, two games, 3 days
Yeah,
later playing another game, and yeah, it could not have. Training had to have looked atrocious for him to do that, and I think that might have
yeah,
been the only reason he did it, and I think it might have actually saved the guy's legs. But
100%.
we have no idea, right? But I'm glad it worked out because otherwise he's getting skinned alive for that move.
Literally, yeah. That's why it was like a hit or miss kind of thing, but it ended up working out. I guess no one's
Yeah.
talking about it now, but you kind of have to praise him. Good, you mentioned it.
Yep.
Um,
Anyway,
guys,
yeah.
I want to
On to
start
the
off the
transfers.
yeah, I want to start off the transfers with someone that was it you that's been screaming? I think it was Uncle Sharma that was screaming about this guy, Wilfried Singo. Um, obviously used to play for Torino. Um, has been offered to Inter through an Italian intermediary. Plays for Galatasaray now. Um, I don't see much in him personally. Uncle, if you're listening, I'm sorry, but you know this. Like I said many times before, this happens a lot. So I wouldn't take this like super serious, but it's still interesting to see that you know what type of players are being offered and what type of names are being thrown out there. Any thoughts on him?
I really like him. I think he's a Darmian upgrade because that's what he plays.
Okay, well that's not the standard
Like
we're setting here, right?
I know, but he plays that right center back and right wing back, and in a back four he can play center back and right back. His versatility is good, and I think he's a good player. Um, he has better ball control than Dumfries does, and so if that's what he's being
True.
brought in for temporarily, I think it's a good move, and it
I
probably
do want to
wouldn't cost a
mention
lot.
yeah, I do want to mention that just to sorry to cut you off that um Beppe Marotta did say yesterday before the match that Dumfries might be back sooner than expected. And I don't know if this is just to play off or to, you know, disregard the transfer rumors that have been going around. Maybe it's just a tactical move to say that. But he did say that he could be back as early as mid-February. Oh, that's very optimistic because he was supposed to be out until mid-March first.
I don't believe that.
Unless they're giving him some Gasparini drugs, I don't see it. This was the quote, guys. This was what I tweeted before the match. It says he's recovering faster than expected and will soon be available to the manager. That being said, it is not easy to find a profile up to Inter's level. Could he be back by mid-February? We're optimistic. Make of that what you want, but that's the president's words.
Yep. But yeah, I like him. I really like him. Yeah, the only two people that I know love him and were talking about him when he was at Monaco was Nima and Uncle Sharma, and they
Yeah,
wanted him they wanted him before Pavard became an option. That was
I
their
remember.
choice.
Yeah.
Yeah. So
So we'll
I
see.
I like it.
We'll see. Next up, guys, something that is a lot more concrete and that we'll probably see being done early next week, if you ask me, is Branimir Mlacic, who is obviously Hydric split currently, and he will be joining. Well, he will be in Milano for the medicals next week. His manager confirmed this because he missed their last friendly match due to transfer negotiations. Now, he will remain on loan with the Croatian side until the end of the season, as we've done with Petar Sucic, which is probably the right decision to give him some
Oh
more
yeah.
playing time. And yeah, then we'll see how it plays out in the summer. But I think I'm excited from
Yeah.
what I've seen so far. Seems like a good
Yeah.
deal. I think it's going to be around 5 to 5.5 million, including bonuses. So cheaper than a lot of players, cheaper than Palacios, cheaper than Bissek, just to throw out
Mhm.
some names. So definitely,
Yeah. And I think he's
can't
quicker
go
than all
wrong.
of them.
Yeah, I do.
Um,
From what I've seen, very, very promising, very athletic, very quick. Yeah. Any other thoughts?
no, they're making the right decision. So I'm glad that
Yep.
that's being concluded. We
Looking
can
forward to
move
what he
forward.
can offer, of course, but we'll have to see. Still young as well. And then
Mhm.
also out of Croatia, apparently Inter has made an official offer to Dinamo Zagreb for Leon Jakirovic, who is worth around. Oh, sorry, the offer's worth around 3 to 3.5 million. It could reach 5 to 6 million with bonuses. Now, apparently, according to this Croatian source here, the club has already given the green light for him to leave the club, and Inter's plan, so he's 17 years old, I should have mentioned, is for him to play for the under 23 side and train with the first team like some guys already do, like Bovo, Koki, these type of guys that play under 23, but they train with the first team. And he's not supposed to be loaned out. And apparently they're trying to convince him to play for the under 23 side, which is like the player side stuff that they're trying to do. And there's apparently Bundesliga clubs that are also interested, and Salzburg have also made an offer. We all know that they are a top destination for young players, so it might be difficult to convince him. I have also heard from, again, sources, inside sources, that he might stay in the Croatian league and just get loaned out to a different Croatian league team. But if this Croatian source here is correct, then he has the green light to leave the club, basically. We'll have to wait and
Mhm.
see, but
Mhm.
that's the news on him. Something that has come out in the last 3-4 days. Yeah, another player from Croatia, basically. Now, this is someone that you mentioned to me, Abdul Kone from Rams, defender who is apparently an option if Jan Bissek was to leave in the summer. Now, that's an interesting one. I don't know if you've seen much of him.
Not much, not much. I haven't been able to catch too many Ligue 1 games, and so I typically watch Lyon and Marseille. Um, yeah, maybe some PSG, but mainly Lyon. Um,
Mm-hmm.
but I haven't been able to watch, and I definitely haven't watched any Ram games.
Fair enough,
So,
yeah.
but
So,
people are excited about him. Big,
yeah, so
big young
apparently he
kid.
has a
So
price tag of 20 million, which is a lot. We've had a similar price tag for Andy Juve, and it's taking a bit long for him to get used to our squad. With the French league, we all know it has like probably the best talent in world football. But still, some of these
yeah.
prices that are being thrown around for players we know are good, but still early in development as well. You need to be really careful with evaluating these type of deals. And then the last one, the last piece of news I want to mention for incomings is something that is, first of all, a lot of the Oaktree um, people will be coming to Inter against Arsenal, which is on Tuesday. We'll get into that later. They will be present at the stadium to watch the game. So a lot of the people at the very top of Oaktree. And relating to that, according to Pasquale Guaro here, for months, Oaktree has been considering the idea of signing a major star player that would help the club grow. Also, in terms of media coverage, this would be similar to Juventus signing Cristiano Ronaldo, which is really, really, really funny that he threw that in there for kind of like clickbait. But I understand. I understand. You know, the the brand itself. If you sign someone like obviously it's not going to be Vinicius, but imagine you sign Vinicius, or imagine you sign whoever, right? Like Harry Kane or something like that.
Mhm.
Like there's a reason why they're thinking about this, and you know, like the tweet says, it's to do with like marketing, to do with media coverage, to do with like eyes on the club, eyes on Oaktree, that type of thing, right? I know
Yeah.
as an American, I know you are very much
It's big. It's
understanding.
yeah, absolutely. I mean, the commercial side, the brand side of a lot of American sports franchises is the majority of their revenue, right? And signing a player, because people follow players more than teams when they're younger nowadays. Like you know, not everyone follows their dad's team, not everyone follows their grandfather's team or their mom or
Yeah.
grandmother's, like, um they follow their favorite players, the one that excites them the most. And so all of these American franchises have figured out, okay, well, let's, putting aside the salary cap stuff that kind of makes this possible. It's like, okay, well, all of these teams are capable of getting one star player that is the face of your franchise that you put a lot of money into, but then also you get a lot of sales from, right? People want to come meet this person. People want to buy their jersey. People want to like
Preseason
have,
meet and greet, whatever, everything, all of that.
but even brands outside, like, hey, if you sponsor our team, this guy is going to be on your commercials.
Correct.
And so they'll sign a deal with the franchise, and they can sign a deal with the player specifically. And so, say Inter signs a big Nike star, or Nike star, as a lot of Europeans pronounce it. Like,
Nike.
you then have Jordan, right? Instead of Nike being your sponsor, you get a Jordan kit like PSG and Barcelona have done, right? So now they want to give you more money because you're a part of their elite status clubs, right? So I understand it from that point of view, and that's what they're wanting to do, right? Cristiano Ronaldo brought in so much money outside of ticket revenue and outside of like competition prize money, right? Juve has so much more of a following that they can do certain things, um,
I also
and
want to
they
say, sorry to cut you off, but it was also a
no, you're
big
good.
deal for the league, not just for Juventus.
Hmm.
If we
Hmm.
think about it in the grand scheme of things, if Inter sign a Lamine Yamal type of player, there's like there's unlimited more eyes on the league. Like if you remember Ronaldo when he joined, do you? I don't know if I've ever seen a rise in like subscriptions for the Italian league like ever basically because everyone wanted to tune in to watch Ronaldo. Okay, obviously there's no Ronaldo or Messi no more. You know, no player has that type of
Hmm.
motion like those two did. But it was like you can compare it to that, you know, and the example is there rightfully so. And even like back in the day, I remember all of my friends that were Ronaldo fans were suddenly all Juventus fans because he joined
Yeah.
Juventus. Like,
Hmm.
you know, especially at that age that I was at, like, you know, in your teenage years, you're like, if you have a favorite player and he joins another club, of course you're gonna, you know, like you mentioned it, like, and I think we need to consider that for the future for sure. Yeah.
Yeah. And like two things to that. So Napoli tried to do it, right? So imagine if Kevin De Bruyne was not injured. You have the City fan base watching you every weekend because they tune in to want to watch
It's a
Kevin De
legend, yeah.
Bruyne,
Yeah.
right? Um, but with the way that Inter moves, and of course Oaktree's doing this, they're not going to have the same mistake that Juve made, which was financial reckoning because of Ronaldo. But if it's going to be anything Inter does, it's going to be Ronaldo R9 Fenomeno. That's who they're going to sign as their star player, and we're going to throw big old 40-something-year-old R9 up top, and that's going to be our big money star signing.
Yeah, they probably still think he's playing. Oaktree probably still think he's playing. But no, we'll wait and see who that is. Obviously, we'll now that that news has kind of broke, quote unquote. I feel like we'll start seeing some names if this turns out to be true. So, going to be a very
Yeah.
interesting one. But yeah, in terms of incomings, that is everything. I do want to confirm, or I guess something that has been made official over the last few days, is that Valentin Carboni has joined Racing Club, or Racing as they say in Argentina, on a dry loan of no fee, like I said last week, for 1 year. And Inter will pay Racing 200,000 euros for every 4 consecutive matches that he plays. And additionally, an attractive sum will be paid to Racing if Carboni makes the Argentina national team squad for the 2026 World Cup. Basically, if he plays every game, they'll get a lot of money. And it's looking very likely. I'm not going to lie, I don't see why he wouldn't. But
Yeah.
this is just very funny to me because what do you mean an attractive sum will be paid if he makes the Argentine? I replied to this, or I retweeted this, and I said this is a Lionel Scaloni dictatorship, because he's basically just making everyone pay to make sure that this kid gets a lot of playing time so that he has him ready for the World Cup. Um, I get
Yeah,
it.
he loves them
I
for some reason.
He
But
does love him. He more than Soler, more than a couple of
hmm
players, more than Mastantuono. There's a lot of competition in that position, especially in terms of the youngsters that are there. But he seems to like him more than a lot of players. So
yeah.
yeah, what do you think of the move? I know we talked about it last week, so maybe just like I don't know what you wanna.
No, it's good, and Inter giving them the financial incentive to do it, like they're going
Yeah,
to allow him to struggle to get that money. So it's good on both sides.
hopefully it does work out. I talked about it last
Mhm.
week, but yeah, we'll have to wait and see. On Hakan Çalhanoğlu, guys. Now we've had some rumors that there was stuff with Galatasaray again, that Inter rejected an offer from Galatasaray for Hakan. And then there was talks of him rejecting a new contract offer, and then that was denied by saying actually there was never a contract offer. It's just the same thing
Mhm.
that there always was, until 2027. And now Nicolo Schira has come out and said that Inter is ready to open talks with him in the coming weeks for potential contract extension until 2028, with the option for an additional year. Now, I don't think that this will be something for this month or next month. I feel like this will be something for March or April. Just my personal feeling, but I feel like we will get the contract extension done. Just because if you do want to sell him next year, you can demand an extra few million still, and yeah, I don't see why not. I don't see why not. It won't be a massive raise as well in terms of like his salary. So
Yeah.
yeah,
Yeah, we'll just have to wait and see.
yeah. Now this one is interesting. This one I had to read up on this. Borussia Dortmund is seriously interested in Alexander Stankovic and is even considering making a move for the midfielder this month in order to get around Inter's buyback clause. Now this last part of the sentence here is very important because I don't know how they imagine doing this. Now this was reported by Bild, which is a German newspaper. I want to know what source they have, because they were saying in the article that, and Thomas left this out, but they were saying in the article that they would potentially be able to get him for cheaper in the winter transfer window than in the summer transfer window, which kind of doesn't make sense to me. Because if you wanted him now, I would assume that Brugge would demand more. Because
Hmm.
one, it's in the middle of the season, and two, yeah, it just makes sense the other way around, because cheaper makes no sense. Because Inter are there in the summer with that 23 million option or 22 million option. Plus,
Yeah.
we don't know if there's something like some small print in the buyback clauses of 2026 and 2027 maybe there's something in there about the winter transfer window. We don't know. It just maybe hasn't been
Yeah.
reported or there's nothing, but there could be something in there that maybe is agreed with Brugge in terms of if someone wants to come in the winter transfer window, that's not Inter basically. So
Yeah.
I don't give this much, but whatever you think.
There's no way it's cheaper. Like that's the only thing I'll
Yeah,
say.
yeah, I doubt it. That's so much on Stankovic again. I don't feel like anything's gonna happen. I'm not too worried. Now on the Christian Asllani stories, guys, we've had some new clubs interested ever since we recorded last week. Now we had Genoa and Cagliari, I believe, from the Serie A, and then we had Girona and Paris FC interested from Spain and France, respectively. And the most likely one is Genoa, especially because this was reported by Sky Sports / Di Marzio. I would not be surprised because Genoa are probably the team that could use him the most of the four teams that I just mentioned. So
Yeah.
I feel like it would probably be smart to go there. Would it be a downgrade from Torino? Definitely, but seemingly they want to.
The only thing is that Paris FC has the money to come and just grab him.
Oh yeah, because they have their owners. I know. Yeah,
hmm
that would
So,
be interesting. But
um,
yeah,
that would be the only thing. Yeah, and he says he wants to stay in Italy. Maybe a move to Paris would actually entice him out of Italy. So,
yeah. There was a
yeah,
report
it
saying that
depends.
he rejected any foreign approaches. I think it was 2 or 3 days ago. I don't know if you saw it, but yeah, we'll have to
Whatever.
wait and see. Um, Last piece of transfer news, guys, is the proposed swap deal between Davide Frattesi and Dan Ndoye to Nottingham Forest, or with Nottingham Forest, I should say. But they don't want to let him leave, basically, not only because they just signed him, but also because, they probably just don't have anyone to replace him with, which makes sense. But in general, Fabrizio Romano says that is a swap deal could become a solution for Frattesi and Inter. Doesn't necessarily have to be with Nottingham Forest, could be with another club. But
Yeah.
it could be where Frattesi leaves and then Inter wants a player in return just because they want to numerically stay on the same squad depth that is currently the case, basically. But
Yeah.
I do feel like if you sell Frattesi to a club, you're limiting yourself to swapping him with a player from that club that you're selling him to. I don't know if I'm a big fan of that. I would just try and get 30, 35 million at this point and run.
I think that's what it
But
is
yeah,
just valuation, right? They want to get 35 million. How are you going to get that? So
yeah.
some clubs in January might have to do a player and cash. So um, yeah, it would be a dream to get Dan Ndoye, who apparently is down the pecking order, but
Yeah, because then you could move Andy
we'll
Juve
see.
into midfield, and then you wouldn't have
Yeah,
to worry about a Dumfries replacement as well.
yeah.
So that would be ideal, but obviously you never know. And then, guys, I just want to mention two things, or well, a few things actually that we're just going to run through quickly. Lautaro Martinez won the December Player of the Month, so congratulations to him. If you play FC26, make sure you complete the SPC. And then if what was I going to say? Yeah, Christian Kivu, sorry, also honored for December Coach of the Month in this case. So well done to
Did
him. Deserved as
won
well.
every
Sorry.
game, right? Won every game in
Uh,
December, right?
yes.
Yeah,
Right?
cool.
Yeah, well done to him. Great month. And then shout out to Luka Topalovic, who's been named Slovenia's 2025 Young Player of the Year. Deservedly so. Has had a good year. One of Slovenia's biggest talents. So, yeah, good to see. And then shout out to Ebenezer Akinsan Miro, who warmed the bench for Nigeria for 3 weeks. But to put it nicer, he was part of his first major tournament with Nigeria. They got knocked out last night in dramatic penalty shootout against Morocco. I don't know if you caught it, but I was up until late to see the penalties.
Well, I was following it, so I knew the results, but I did
Yeah,
not see. I didn't. Yeah, I didn't watch the games. I, for me, I would have had to have gotten a non definitely not illegal stream somewhere to watch the game.
yeah,
So I
yeah.
definitely would
Of
have
course,
watched
yeah,
it legally. Yeah, yeah, yeah. And yeah, just they were at weird times. So
Yeah, fair enough. But the finals on Sunday, guys, I'm very, very excited for it. Morocco against Senegal is going to be a great game. Obviously, ex-Inter player Achraf Hakimi there. Going to be rooting for Morocco. So, yeah, going to be a good one. But, yeah, shout out to him. Obviously, he played the friendly before the tournament, so that's good. And just in general, being part of a first major tournament, even if you're not really involved on the pitch, just to have that experience, the hotel, staying in the same place with your team for like 2-3 weeks, it's good. And the fact that he was called up
Yeah.
to the senior squad for the first time for such an occasion is a great sign because it means that,
Oh yeah.
the the the
They believe in
staff
him.
believe in him. Exactly, yeah. So good to see, and hopefully he does get some minutes eventually. And then, guys, we have some leaks for the 2026-2027 pre-match kits, aka Geometry Dash kits. If you guys remember Geometry Dash, this is literally what those kits look like. I'm sorry. I have the jacket from the pre-match for this season. I actually have it right here. This jacket, guys. Yeah, with
That
the
looks good.
Shoshone design, right? The snake pattern.
Hmm.
This is how you make a pre-match jacket or a pre-match kit. It's both, right? That is how you make a nice pre-match shirt. Not this. Whatever this is, I hope they abandon this. But hey, this is what we're looking at.
Too
So
late.
yeah,
It's a
apparently it is
shame.
too late, And finally, guys, before we move on to the upcoming games, Coca-Cola is the official soft drink partner of Inter, or new soft drink partner of Inter. We have this wonderful, definitely not wonderful, AI generated slop right here, which is new sponsorship. Obviously, Red Bull's already there. Here's the picture. So yeah, another sponsorship, some more money in the bank. So yeah, that is everything from my side.
Oaktree sponsorships. That's the
Yes.
American way. We're gonna look like
Yes.
NASCARs. We're gonna have
Yeah.
them all over our shirts soon.
Yeah. But yeah,
So,
moving on to the upcoming games. If you wanna dive into what we can be excited for until next episode, anyway.
oh yeah, oh yeah. We have two. I mean, it's gonna be, I would say, three really fun games, um, in the next week across a couple of the teams. So, starting off with the women are back in action with a banger Derby d'Italia on Sunday at 3:30 p.m. Central European time. That's 9:30 Eastern Standard Time in the US. So the rest of you can kind of calculate from there. Um, Again, I mentioned this again. I need to figure out Australian time so that I can just name those three big hubs for
Yeah.
us English speakers. Um, the Primavera squad also has a Derby d'Italia. Their game is Saturday, 1 p.m. Central European time, early in the morning, 6 a.m. Central Standard Time, 7 a.m. Eastern Standard Time in the U.S. The U23 team plays against Virtus Verona, so they've kind of started their second half of the season. They won 2-1 last time against Virtus Verona, so hoping for
Yes.
another 3 points.
That's on Sunday. I
That
just
will,
saw.
yeah, Sunday. So right after the women's game, 2 hours after they start, the U23 team starts
I'll try to
5:30
watch that.
p.m.
I'll try to watch
Yeah,
that so I can give some. I haven't watched the game fully in a while, so it'll be good.
and then so none of the teams are playing at the same time as well. So Serie A did well this time. The senior team is the only team with two games in the next week. So if you remember, the Primavera squad doesn't play 8 games for the youth league. They only play 6. They've already played their 6, so
Correct.
they don't play until February. So Inter plays Udinese on Saturday at 3 p.m. Central European time, 8 a.m. where I'm at. And then Arsenal is on Tuesday, and I believe that's a 2 p.m. 9 p.m. start
Correct.
time.
Correct.
So,
Very
uh,
excited.
yeah,
Guys, we have
yeah, that's
some
a
live
huge
news
one.
coming in. Sorry to interrupt you, but before we end this episode, we have some new things. First of all, something we forgot is that Hakan Çalhanoğlu is injured. We forgot to say it. Hakan
Oh
Çalhanoğlu is
yeah,
out. until mid-February, which is definitely a huge blow. Zielinski and Barella are going to play like 90 minutes every 3 days, so we're going to hope that they're going to hold up somehow. Some people even laughing already that we might bring Christian Asllani back, but in all seriousness, we'll have to somehow manage basically without Hakan. And then just in by Nicolo Shearer, Inter has inquired, now this is what you were telling me before recording, about Nottingham Forest midfielder Dan Ndoye. So you got your piece of news right there that you really wanted. There is something
Nice.
to it, apparently. I mean, we know about, them inquiring, but maybe this is something new. You never know. So
Yeah,
we have that
a little
there
bit more
again.
official.
And then
Mhm.
something that is really interesting, Inter was never willing to enter into negotiations for PIO Esposito over the summer. Many clubs were interested. Atalanta, especially during the Lookman saga, and Napoli even offered nearly 40 million. PIO is untouchable in capital letters. So, by Sky Sports via Di Marzio,
Boom.
shout out to the team. Yeah, man, he's not going anywhere. This guy is not going anywhere. Good to see, very good to
One
see.
of our own.
So, yeah, that is
Love
I think a great way to end the episode. Again, guys, if you
it.
don't already follow us on all the different platforms, make sure you follow us: Instagram, Twitter, YouTube. You already know what to do. And yeah, make sure you like as well. Make sure you drop down any comments that you have, any guests you want to see, any recommendations. And yeah, if you're listening on the different podcast platforms, make sure you give us a good rating and share everything with your friends, guys, as per usual. But Sean, I'll let you sign off.
Yes, thank you all for listening, and make sure you tune in next week for episode 30, Forza Inter Sempre.